Hello everybody. Welcome to an unplanned stream. This is not one that I was planning on doing. Let me just refocus the camera for a second. Bring that background in, that's a bit better. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing this one, but after my video yesterday where I said that the force feedback was working, not perfect, but working, and looking excited, a lot of people said, can you please do a stream of you racing rather than just exploring the edges of the track? And there were a few people, I did put it up on a few of the forums last night that it was better, and a few people looked at my video and some of the comments were quite choice, let's we say, including one saying, I can't race, I can't keep it on track. Well, of course I wasn't keeping it on track. I was running over the curbs and all sorts of places because I wanted to see whether the curves were rumbling and things. The curves were okay. The grass and the gravel was really aggressive. I have launched a spreadsheet on my laptop here, which has got some additional settings from Logitech. Now, I'm not sure whether Logitech was running on the Logitech Pro or the RS50. I think it was the new RS50 because he got it set to 8 Newton meters. And he was also talking about the damper might need to be more than they were running. So my settings are still very much in the balance of setting stuff up. And I've jumped into the BMW M4 because I love the BMW M4. And because realistically, in my mind anyway, it sits between a road car and a GR3 car and stuff like that. But we might jump around and explore all sorts of stuff. I don't know how this stream is going to go. It could be fine. It could be an absolute nightmare. You are seeing me literally in the game pretty much for the first time, other than just doing a couple of corners just to show that the force feedback was working. So for the record, on my wheel, I've got a profile set up for PMR, and within there, I am running at strength 9. Logitech Rich was talking about strength 8. I'm running at strength 9. Some people say to go strength 11 and then dumb it down in the game. Maybe, I'm not quite sure. My True Force audio is 100. My force feedback filter, I should say this is on the Logitech Pro. My force feedback filter is on 9. Now, Rich says that the force feedback filter, if I just come up to where his details are, he didn't actually suggest anything there, but a couple of guys on the RS50 were saying go with the force filter of 1, but the Logitech Pro is a much more aggressive, much more powerful wheel. So I've gone for 9. I suspect that might be a little bit too high and we might need to take that down at some point, but I've gone for 9. My dampener is at 50. Now, most of the advice was 30. Logitech was 20 plus for the Pro. I think it was at 20 for the RS50. And forgive me if any of these figures are wrong. A few of the others had got it set to 30. So yeah, I'm a bit unsure on that one. Andre had that set at 75. So yeah, I'm going to go at 50, which should be somewhere in the middle. Angle. Now, angle is interesting because I keep setting this to 900 and we're back to a bit of a potentially a bug that we had. Need to report this a little while ago where the wheel wouldn't maintain 900. It was defaulting back to 1080 all the time. Mine wasn't doing that before the update. Since the update, it does now seem to be jumping back to 900. So a little bit confused on that. So that's pretty much my wheel settings. The rest are pretty standard. I can see that Dan is in. A good afternoon. He's saying 4-ish if okay. Not quite sure what that means, but there we go. I might be a little bit out of tune, out of kilter, out of whatever with people. I can see that Ollie's in. Good evening. I'm teaming up with Ollie and Rita this evening for our PSR team race evening. William is in. William's going to be racing this evening as well. He's on a good team. Hellcat, good afternoon to you. And I meant to text that. No worries. Right, so gone through the wheel settings. Let's just reset the wheel and turn that back on. With regards to the in-game settings, if you do the L3 stick on the controller, you can go into those straight away. I've got all of my volume at 100 except for the music volume, which I've turned down because of copyright with YouTube. Sometimes it can get a little bit funny. The assists I have left pretty much as a default. Now, yes, I have got the racing line on because I'm likely to be running some tracks that I do not know today. So, so that I don't look stupid chucking the car off left, right and centre. I am going to be running with the racing line on today. That will be coming off as soon as possible. Traction control is force on. You've got force on and authentic. I'm not quite sure what all of these are. I really sort of want to go authentic for most of these. I might. Ooh, it's difficult to know until you really know what you're doing. Auto cut, auto blip. Not quite sure what any of that is. Trailing throttle, downshift protection. I'm assuming that means you can't bang it down the gears. The transmissions is manual or automatic. I'm going to go manual. Auto pit limit I'm going to force on, and the pit box indicator I'm going to put on. So I might just go authentic. Ooh, I'm not sure. This is going to be a bit iffy. Let's save those away. We can come back and change them if we need to at some point. And then we've got controls. Why has it not picked up my wheel? Oh, I know why it hasn't picked up the wheel. I know why it hasn't picked up the wheel. Good afternoon, Mikey and Hulky. Hellcat, what racing are you doing on PMR? I'm probably going to be doing like the career thing, I would think. There we go. I hadn't connected it the wheel properly. That's why that one wasn't showing. So I've gone with all of the defaults at the moment. This is not how I want this wheel set up. I haven't had a chance to set it up properly yet. So like lights and ABS toggling and all that sort of stuff. I had it perfect before and I didn't make a note of the settings. So I could be jumping around on the wheel a little bit this afternoon, but I'm not too worried about that. We need to then go to R1 to go to the input device settings, as it said in the top right hand corner. And this is where it starts to get interesting. This is where my confusion and frustration kicked in, because I was getting loads of different settings from YouTube videos, from people commenting on my YouTube videos, lots of different settings in the PMR Discord, but this is where you need to set what you like. And at the moment, this could change, I am sitting at global force feedback gain of 100. Logi Rich has suggested, if I can find him, 100 on that one, so we are the same. Low force boost, he went 0, I've gone for 20, and the brake field boost, he went for 30 and I've gone for 20. So I'm just sort of averaging those two out. I felt that a little bit of low force boost would be nice. That's where it just boosts the middle of the wheel, just gives it a little bit of feeling in there. I can load up the document if we need to read through that, because I haven't memorized that all yet. Force feedback smoothing, Rich is at 10, I am at 10 also. Force feedback headroom, now this is the contentious one. This is where you've got extra room for the force feedback to play with. And I mean, Andre said 100. When I was working before the update, I was at 200. Logi Rich is saying 300. I'm actually going to bump that to 150, which is a little bit of, I think, a bit of a sweet spot in this. But again, we'll see how we go. The rumble, again, is a contentious one. The rumble strength is basically was the haptic strength. This is where you got all the detail coming through, I understand. And I'm not going through the paperwork to give you the official line. Those of you that are in PMR can download that from the PMR website. It's fully available. And if you can't find it, let me know in the Discord or the YouTube chat, and I'll try and, or a comment to the video, not in the chat because it will get lost. But let me know and I'll send you a link to that. But the rumble strength, most people have that around about 30, which I felt was quite dumbed down. So I've bumped mine to 100 at the moment. Could well change that. And then the throttle pedal dead zone, saturation and sensitivity. Well, the throttle, the brake and the clutch, I've got at 0, 100 and 0. Logi Rich was 2, 98 and 0. So it's sort of familiar. A lot of people have a dead zone of 2 in there so that if you are resting your foot on the pedal, it doesn't actually register. Some people actually say to me that, you know, occasionally I'm on the brake and accelerator at the same time. I do tend to dance on my pedals, but if you're doing that, then, you know, just bump it a little bit. Interestingly, the dead zone will go up in single increments. The pedal sensitivity goes up in 5, so you can't actually get an individual number in there. But I ought to really set this at 2, but I've got it set as 0 for this one. So I'm going to save and exit, and we'll come out of there. The assist that I've got on, oh, we did the assists, controls the preferences. So my preferences, I've got the subtitles are off. I really don't want those. My distance units are imperial, weights are metric. I'm in the UK, so this is all completely messed up. Between imperial and metric, I've got some on another. Pressure units imperial, fluid and power is metric, as is temperature. Cinematic sequences are on. Field of view, cockpit and view external. I haven't played around with these, but 55 and 60, they are default. Crossplay enabled, that's on. I don't know whether I want to have that on or not, but I have at the minute, and I have agreed to the T's and C's. Right, so let's just come out of there. Then we can go into single player mode. I've got challenges and downloadable content and stuff like that. The driver profile, by the way, editing my info, that's basically your nationality and the color of the overalls. Results history, well, you're going to find I've got nothing in there because I've done nothing. Lap records, I haven't done any. And my stats, as you can see here, for general, nothing. Career, nothing. This is completely brand new. I have done nothing in this game so far. So the challenges are the endurance hall and the factory driver. I might have a look at those another time. For the moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get into, I don't know whether to do race weekend or career. Let's do a race weekend, first of all. I'm going to go with the BMW M4 GT4 Evo. I'm at the Red Bull Ring purely because it's a track that I know. 15 opponents, they're all in GT4 cars with strength 75. Strength 75 is how good they are. I'm probably going to bump that at some point, because I did feel that 75 was a little bit easy, but for the moment, while I get used to the new physics, then I'm going to leave that as 75. And we can take, oh, we can only have 15, so 15 is the most that we can have. I'm doing 10 minutes practice, 10 minutes quali, and a 12-lap race. Let's just take the race down to, I'm just going to go 6 laps. Heavily rubbered, damage on, pre-tyre warm is all good. So we come out of there. Didn't save that, did it? So 6 laps, confirm. That has now done it. I must have pressed the wrong button. Right, and the weather. I'm just leaving the weather as it is. Right, okay. This is going to be interesting now because I don't know how this is going to really feel. I could chuck it off the track. We could be all over. Now, I have got the racing line on. I will hope to lose that very, very, very quickly. At least I hope so. Right, let's have a little look and see what we can do. This, I didn't like that jerkiness initially. It does settle down, but also this does zoom in very quickly. This little cinema thingy. I'm sort of a little bit used to it being a little bit more subtle, but that's nothing. That's nothing. Right, okay, so vehicle setup. Essentials is where you can set, well, you've got all the basic information here, the tyre and brake data and the fuel calculator and stuff. Fuel calculator is quite interesting, and that's about the only thing that I think you can change in here. Looking at this, I can't even work out how to get down to the target lap at the moment. That does look to be the only one that you can change. I'm just going to leave that alone. Tyre and chassis is where all of the interesting stuff goes on. You've got your front left, front right and rear right tyres, where you can set the tyre and the PSI. I'm going to leave those well alone. You then got the steering, where you can change the rack rate, the stiffness and the damping, etc. Now, Logi Rich was running in the Aston Martin. I'll give you his details that he was using, just so that you know. So the steering rack rate was 1. The steering stiffness was 9. Actually, let me just take this up to what he had. So 1, 9, and the steering damping was 2. The strength was 132. I think that was just basically, I can go through what all these mean because they're a bit beyond me at the moment, by looking at the guide. The rack feel is 1. The alignment boost, he had that set to 150, which was quite a bit. Now, admittedly, this is for the Aston Martin, not the BMW, but this will give me a little bit of a starting point. Load boost 0, friction 0. Friction is how much it grips the track. If it's a bit floaty, then I think that's right in saying you can take the friction up a little bit. I've normally had that up in the previous ones. Low EQ, he went up to 1.4. The mid EQ, he's taken down to 7, although I actually quite like the mid EQ detail. So this is the opposite way round to what I've had previously. And the high EQ, he had 1.8. So as I said, I could well be changing quite a few of those little bits and pieces accordingly. So I'm just going to set this one up as BMW M4 for no good reason, and we'll confirm that. And I guess that what you would normally do is maybe have one of these for each track or something. Haven't got a clue. Suspension I'm leaving alone. I could wreck a car if I played around in here. You've got wheel setup, so spring rate, suspension on each wheel. So spring rate, slow bump, slow rebound, fast rebound. Goes on and on and on. Telemetry on the front, the ride heights and the corner weights, the anti-roll bar settings. You've also got your rear as well. So lots and lots and lots in there for me to break. I am not going to play with anything in there. The only thing I might do at some point is pinch something from somebody who knows what they're doing. Engine and drivetrain, you've got your fuel. So you've got the number of litres. I assume that's how many litres are in the car when you start. The traction control and ABS settings, I'm running on 6 and 8. Again, I'm just going to run with the defaults. The brake bias, again, I'm leaving that as the defaults differential. And the transmission ratios. So there's an awful lot of stuff that you can change in here, and you can completely wreck your car. And then the pitch setup. So the compound is going to be auto, but I could decide that I want to change to softs. I want to do it. Maybe I start on the softs and then I want to go on to the mediums part of the way through. I'm going to set that to auto. I'm assuming that you can change that in the race. You've also got the refuel amount, 100 litres, and then damage, whether you want to repair all of the damage. Again, I'm going to leave all of those as default. Right, okay, it is time to drive, although... number one pop says, are all spots taken now? I don't know if Galactical was getting a team together. I believe that Galactical has got a team together, and I believe, number one, that there is one team left, although I'm trying to update the Discord as quickly as I can. Have a look at the Discord. And Hellcat says there is a car set up on Mod Hub for the GT3 cars and the GT4 cars. So I'll have to find out where the Mod Hub is. People have told me about the Mod Hub, but I haven't found it yet. Right, so we'll just go out on track initially. So the pit limiter is on. Now, I normally got a pit limiter button I've normally got a pit limiter button mapped, but I haven't got that at the moment. It's one of the things I need to do. At the moment, it's just a little bit of a rumble through the wheel. Now, one of the things I've found when you come over the top here is it goes left very, very quickly. Let's see how we go. How much do we going to feel on the curbs? Yeah, that's pretty good. That's all right. It's not as refined as Gran Turismo, but you can certainly feel when you're over the curbs. I can feel myself going over the yellow sausage there. The oversteer and understeer is one of the things that I've got questions on at the moment. I'm not really got those dialed in just yet. Oh, no, that was a bit of oversteer there. That felt good. So Logi Rich's settings are looking pretty good. I mean, the wheel is a lot heavier than Gran Turismo. I could dial a bit of that out. Whoa, the gravel is... Oh, that's a workout. These physics are going to take some getting used to. I can definitely feel the car sliding. I'm used to having a steward's hut there. Oh yeah, I can feel the understeer there through that corner. It's very, very, very different to Gran Turismo. I'm just wondering whether I just dial my wheel down slightly. I haven't quite got the confidence to jump on the accelerator like in Gran Turismo yet. It's weird how I'm so used to seeing certain things around the track that aren't there. The distance markers are way off to the left. Far, far further over than I am used to. Those ones weren't too bad, but the ones going into the previous corner. A lot further over. So we'll brake on the 50. A little bit before. It's just a little bit of a workout at the moment. We just take the strength on the wheel down slightly to 8. That's a little bit closer to what I normally have for Gran Turismo. I know a lot of people like a really heavy steering wheel that you've really got to wrestle with. Unfortunately, I don't do that because I have got a hand injury on my right hand where I smashed my hand in a gate a long time ago when I was doing some gardening. And Mod Hub is named as downloadable content. Okay, I have seen that. I have seen that. Right, let's just go into that. Something to look at. Thank you for the heads up on that. Right, resume. Oh, resume. How do I resume? Okay, different button. Oh, that's a little bit better. That's better. Oh, I've overshot the thingy there. I can still feel the slide. Feel the slide here, the slide, feel the curbs. Hello, Vic. Thus far, okay. I'm only literally into it. I did a very, very, very small amount yesterday for the video, and I've literally been on for 5 minutes. So I've spent a fair bit of time going through the settings and everything that people have been asking me for. Yeah, the 100-meter board there is miles further over. It's really hard to see. You've got to take your eyes right off the track. Don't like that very much. I'd prefer them to bring those signs over, or maybe that is where they are in real life. Who knows? Which is right? PMR or Gran Turismo. Yeah, I could definitely feel the sliding. This is a lot better, these settings. So some of the stuff that I've dialed in, some of the Logi Richie's stuff that I've dialed in overnight has improved on what I had yesterday. Just a bit of oversteer. You can feel the car going around there. Difficult to catch. Oh, that was... Okay, that was a lot more difficult to catch than Gran Turismo, I have to say. Oh, the radar's on. I've obviously got a car. One of the things I really do like about this is the radar is right in the center of the screen, whereas Gran Turismo, you know, you've got to look further down wherever it is. With this one, it is right in your eye line, which is beautiful, but it's only on when there's a car in your vicinity. So when I'm racing in Gran Turismo, I'm constantly looking down at the radar. Now it's right there. This is something I really don't like. When you get into this returning to pit, it turns the wheel off, or it disengages the wheel from the game. I would prefer to continue to feel the car as it's going around before you cut to this screen. I don't like the way that it just disengages. There's probably a good reason for that. Just personally, not something I particularly like. Right, I hope that the audio and visuals are okay on the channel. And right, let's go next. And we'll go next session. And we'll drive. So this is now the qualifying. Still not a fan of being able to drive through cars like that. The other thing that's weird is when they ghost. Look, if I go through that car, it removes the outer shell and you can get all the internals of the car, which is... I guess it's right because you're driving through the car, but it does feel a bit strange. The sound is good. Yeah. I've actually got the sound turned down a little bit. I'm almost wanting to put the headphones on to experience the sound. Oh, I really want to get rid of that line. Can I get rid of that line in here? Settings, preferences, no, assists, racing line off. Don't need that for the moment. I'm probably going to chuck it off the track every 30 seconds now. Just found myself concentrating on the racing line rather than the characteristics of the track. This feels very much like ACC now. So whereas Gran Turismo feels a little bit sort of Simcady where it's quite well planted, this does feel like there's slide in it. I need my steward's hut. The steward's hut's gone. And we've also lost the little... This is actually very interesting because in Gran Turismo there are a lot of trackside items that will help you to work out where your braking zones, turn-in zones, etc. are. And I've lost a lot of them in this. Things like the going into the last corner on the left hand side, you've got those yellow, like they're not sleeping policemen, but like little yellow plasticky bits that you can get, like that yellow one on the inside of that curb. I didn't see those then. Also, there's normally a steward's hut. I didn't see that. This is certainly night and day from what we had before. Can I catch up with this guy in front? Got to get on the gravel. Oh, no, 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 no. We binned it. You can certainly feel the gravel. It's a lot heavier, this car, than Gran Turismo. The force feedback in Gran Turismo, as I've said a million times recently, is very refined. It's like silk, whereas this is like cotton sheets. It's lovely, but it's raw. Two very, very different games. Very, very different. I don't know where I'm qualifying. Qualifying 5th at the moment. Again, we are going to need to get used to these physics. I need to move that rev counter over. I don't know if I can do that in the HUD. I prefer that a lot more central. Oh, you can feel the tyres gripping the tarmac under braking. I keep on sliding, drifting wide on that corner. The understeer just sliding out a little bit. That is probably going to be car setup. Almost definitely car setup. Getting a lot of understeer into that corner in particular.
Session ends in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've not got the steward's hut there, and then coming down here, there aren't those little rumble strips that I use for braking marker. So having to either work on muscle memory or otherwise.
Screen has you at the top.
Right, let's go. It's good to actually be able to feel like I can throw a car around a track now. Before it was just like floating on air. I often refer to it as, you know, driving on ice, but somebody said to me, you know, it's more as if you're floating on a cushion of air, and when I heard that I thought, yes, that is exactly what it is like. Still want to work with the settings a little bit and just see if I can get the getting it just a little bit more refined. I mean, the gravel again on that corner. Oh, and then you hook up on the curb and around you go. A couple of cars coming through. So just getting hooked up on that curb did pull the car round. We're off. How much more time have we got? Oh, warning, track limits. So I think that's just a warning. I don't think it's a penalty or anything like that. Whoa. This car behaving very differently over the curbs to what I'm used to. I am enjoying this BMW M4. It's a lovely car. Nice to not have stupid track limit penalties being thrown at me to wreck the race. Yesterday in my stream I had a car that crashed in the chicane of death on Seaside. I had nowhere to go. I careered into the back of him, and I was the one who got a 5-second penalty for the privilege. So I do believe that there is work that has been done, and probably more work being done on the penalty system in PMR, but looking better already. Definitely feeling the oversteer and understeer in this car much better than I was last night. I'm glad I've dialed in some of Logi Rich's settings here. Ooh. I want to catch up with this Mustang, and I want to clobber it and see what happens when we go side by side, bumper to bumper. How we can feel that. Oh, lovely bump, yes. Can feel it now.
Session ends in 1 minute.
The other day when I did that, I didn't even know there was a car there because there was just no feeling whatsoever. Just running to his back bumper. Couldn't feel that one too much, but it was only a little kiss. But with the bump on the side there, yeah, a lovely little pushback on the steering wheel. Hellcat, what settings am I looking to change? I'd like just to try and get it a little bit more refined. It still feels a little bit grainy at the moment, but it's just getting it how I want it. This is completely drivable. So I'm not going to change anything now in this car for this race. I'm really liking the way that this feels. I don't want to wreck it. What I want to do is I want to take some screenshots, get this saved away, so that I've got this. Let's try for an overtake. Oh my gosh, we've just overtaken a car in PMR. Yeah, now, nothing. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That really winds me up. I've got no feeling at that point. Oh, wow. Mikey, if you want, I can send you the settings. Well, I've been through them, but I can send you the settings I'm running. The ones from Jimster and Overtake, I haven't tried. I've ditched all of those, and I've basically gone with the settings that Logi Rich has said, and a few of my own. Loving the damage. Look at the damage on where I clobbered that car. All of the bonnet's all bent up, the splitters all cracked, just at the back by the rear wheel. Really nice. I mean, the splitter damage is probably where I was going through the gravel. So I love the way that the damage is modelled. Looks really nice.
Pole is yours, mate. Great job.
Oh, we got pole. Oh wow. Okay. So Andy Barney says, so turns out Xbox had all there was from the G Pro this whole time, as there's still dead in the middle and zero feel from tyres and grip and understeer. Same for you on PS. No, I have got no dead middle. I have got feeling from the tyres and from the grip and the understeer. I've got all of that. It's all there. It's all there. Can feel everything. I mean, you could see that. I mean, I wish that you could feel my car going through some of these corners, but I can feel the understeer and I can feel the oversteer. As I'm going straight, I can feel a rumble in the wheel. It's a bit more aggressive than Gran Turismo, but I can feel it. And there's nothing in the middle. I've dialed that out. I did take the, what's it called? I need to drive. I did take the low force boost up a bit on that one. Let me just go down to controls, Logitech wheel, just to, so I'm not telling you lies. Yeah, the load force boost. Logi Rich is saying put a 0. I actually quite like that as 20, and I believe that was the one that dialed out that sort of that central bit. Andy, what you need to do, my friend, is to jump into the PMR Discord. There is a channel in there for the Logitech Pro and the RS50. You need to get involved with that discussion, my friend, because Bruno has been on this night and day. Kevin behind the scenes has been doing a lot of work, and this is night and day. So you need to get in there. I thought the Xbox was okay. The reports I was getting back was that PC and Xbox were fine. It was only the PlayStation people that were having trouble. That was my understanding. Yeah, Andy, I'm with you on this. Some of it is, what is your expectation? What is your expectation from the feeling? What do they expect you to feel? What do you expect to feel? What do you want to feel? And I guess with all of these million settings, I do exaggerate, but with all of the settings, it's a case of finding what feels right for you. And I'm still going to be doing stuff with this, I think, at some point. I don't know where my handbrake is. I'm creeping forward even with the brake on. Slow away from the lights. Again, we've got the radar now. So you can see I've got 2 cars up the inside of me. I love the fact we've got the audio race engineer. I don't know why Gran Turismo still doesn't have that in 2025 and Gran Turismo 7. Why have we not got that in there? Let's see if we can get up the inside. Oh! Bit of damage on that car as we touched. That was me. In a multiplayer rank race, I'd be giving that place back. I could feel that. I also saw the bits flying off. Definitely going to need to take the race difficulty up for the AI. 75 is woeful. It's only 6 laps this race. This is the corner that I keep going off on. Oh, nearly did it again. I might have done it again. Ah! Oh no, no. Now we're going to have to come back through the field. Plus I can't get on the track at the moment because everybody's piling through. I have to take that corner a lot differently to Gran Turismo. A lot differently. G'day, Ozzy. Right, okay, so we got away from pole. We're now dead last. So we've got some work to do now, and we've not got long. At least we can now see how the AI is going to react. You know, is it a train like Gran Turismo is sometimes with the AI, or are they actually going to race each other? I'd like to hear car on the left, car on the right. I'm not hearing that at the moment. I do quite like that. So maybe that is something that could be added with the race engineer at some point. I don't know if you can see, well, you can't see my hands, unfortunately. I haven't got the my other camera running, and I don't have enough USB ports in my PC to hook up another camera. But as I went across that curb there, my steering wheel was rumbling, my hand was actually physically shaking. Of course, I'm not just racing at the moment, I'm trying to commentate, and I'm trying through words to describe what I'm feeling. Of course, that means I'm probably spending half my brain power on racing and half narrating and thinking about things rather than just feeling stuff. Oh, felt the understeer there. Almost transferred into oversteer there. Oh, I could just feel me nibbling away at the back of that car there. I could feel we just got into each other.
Timing screen has you at the top.
Do you know what? I haven't got a clue about the fuel. How much fuel have I got? Oh, there we go, can feel that one. How much fuel have I got? I don't even know how to move through the HUD. So I've got 44 laps of fuel. I'm only doing a 6-lap race, so I'm keeping it very, very simple for today. So I've got traction control 6, ABS 8, and 44 laps of, 44, is that 44 litres? That would be litres, won't it, not laps. Litres of fuel. It'd be nice to know how many laps, like Gran Turismo, how many laps that would give me. Oh, no, just trying to get up the inside there. Whoa, lovely oversteer and understeer there. The oversteer feeling is gorgeous. I'm learning the physics. I can catch it now. Oh, heavy damage. I'm wrecking this BMW. Touching other cars going through these corners. If this was multi-user, I'd be in so much trouble now. Still getting used to the physics. The feeling is so much better right now. Right, 100 on the brakes. Everything down. Get up the power as soon as we can. A little bit of oversteer there, just corrected. Before that kicked in. Oh, a little bit of rumble on the grass there. Oh, we have to go between these two. Oh, I just caught the front of the Aston Martin on the way through there. Just felt that. How are we up to? 6. How many laps have I got? We're on lap 4. So we've got 2 after this one. Slow down. Oh, no, on the gravel. Oh, that was a bit optimistic. Drive the dive bomb. Not a good idea. So at the moment I'm in the BMW M4 GR4 car. I decided to do this because obviously it sits between road cars and GR3 cars. And I just felt that the GR4 would be a little bit more in keeping with me. I tell you what, when you're under braking, heavy braking, you can feel the front tyres gripping the tarmac in a way that you can't in Gran Turismo. Oh, lovely little slow through there. Yes, the physics are great. The graphics could be a little bit better. I know they're working on those, but that can come. We're all so used to Gran Turismo graphics, which are absolutely outstanding. But nothing to complain about the graphics so far. They're smooth. Of course, we've got damage. Animated damage, which is something we don't have in Gran Turismo. You know, I just hit the side of that car and I can see black bits of stuff flying off everywhere. You know, this is what you want to see. Ooh, not me going off here though. Again, I'm getting in the gravel and it's just pulling the steering wheel to the right. That's why I've spun off into that barrier a couple of times. I've put in a lot of left hand. work into that to keep the steering wheel straight. Do need to not let it slide off there, or slide in there as well, as I'm trying to feel the car, get more speed through the corners, but getting a lot of understeer. But again, that will be down to car settings. And of course, what I want to do is I'll be looking to other people for help on that, because I always wreck my cars. This is going to be steering and suspension and camber, caster, toe in, toe out, all these sorts of things to get it right. And I do not have that knowledge. So where are we sitting? 6th at the moment. Little off didn't help me, and the big off earlier on that dropped me to the back of the grid has made this an interesting race. But boy, I think if you watched me when I was trying to do one of the events in the release 1, the difference in this is night and day. Or we ran into the back of the Mustang there. Can we go around the outside? Is he going to give me room? He is. The AI is looking, it's learning, it knows I'm there. It adjusted accordingly. So you can race the AI. Pop it up the inside, claim the corner. Nice bit of intelligence from the AI car there. And again, at the end of the race, it all goes light. Don't like that. Don't like that. Oh, so where did we finish? Oh, it says we got 4th. Did we really get up to 4th place? Farron says Mitch is a menace, breaking his own rules. Jack it up the inside, run them wide, push the pass. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, dear. Vic's back to work. Thanks for popping in, mate. Andy, does it feel close to ACC or GT7 for you then? ACC every single day of the week. Gran Turismo is like butter. It's smooth as silk. The details that are coming through I would call very refined. This is a lot more gritty. It's a lot more, you got to work at it. It's like I don't feel as if I'm in a road car on the road anymore. I feel like I'm in a GT3 car with everything stripped out of it, where it's sliding and moving around under me on a racetrack. Definitely ace. This is on a scale where Gran Turismo is 0 and ACC is 10. I would put this at an 8 or 9. I really would. Probably an 8 or 9. On the Xbox, no feel. Force feedback is odd. Car pulls to the left and right still, like it did earlier. I can't talk for Xbox, but I was feeling all of that before the update. Okay, let's just go back a step. Don't know if this is going to help you, and part of this is trying to help people. I didn't just run the update and try again. What I did is I removed everything. I completely uninstalled the game. I cleared out all of the game data, and I reinstalled at 1.5.0.3, and I've just reset up everything again from scratch. Everything has been set from scratch. So I didn't bring any legacy stuff across with me. Whether that is making any difference to you or to me, I don't know. I really don't know. Let's go for a new career. So maybe try an uninstall and a reinstall. I'm going to call myself Team PSR. Oh, too far. I'm just going to set this up for the new career. What am I doing? P PSR. That'll do. Driver name. How many letters can we have? Oh, all of them. Nice. And I'm in Europe. Okay, so we'll confirm that. Nowhere near ACC Premiere on Xbox. GT3 still feels very broken. I haven't done any GT3s yet. Upstomp saying yes. So far, it's like a less polished ACC for me. And he's saying, but the force feedback on ACC is still the pinnacle. Where PMR, it still needs some work, but it's much better than it was 2 days ago. I can't second that statement enough. 100%. It isn't totally there, but considering where we were a couple of weeks ago and then to now, it's night and day for me. Absolutely night and day. It's massive. Sponsorship model, I'm going to go with a rolling billboard. I did go through all of this before. So you've got competitive, ambassador, event fees covered, winner, champion, aggressor, pace, all of that stuff. The rolling billboard seems to be the one in the middle. If you can go out there and you can guarantee that you can win every single race, then go for the championship or one of the others. But I'm going to go for the rolling billboard. The starting budget, you can start with a professional level of 650, where you can buy pretty much any car. The global operation with 2 million, and the journeyman driver. Everybody said to go with the journeyman driver last time I did this, so I'm going to do the same. And the AI difficulty, the career experience, authentic classic. Career experience determines whether you have the ability to restart races and customize the AI difficulty. Authentic disables the race restarts and locks the AI difficulty to 100. Classic allows race restarts and for all AI difficulty customization. I think I'm going to go classic, although I think I might want to do authentic. Difficulty I'm going to take down to 90. And the race length times 1. Should we try that? Does that sound like that's good? I can always reset everything up and start again. Right, I can't go with my beloved BMW because I now don't have enough money. I'll have to get that at the end of the season. And you can see all of the cars that are available to us. The only one that I can do is the Mazda at 82.8, or I believe the Porsche. It would be nice if it only showed me the cars that I can buy. So what do you think I should go for, chat? Do you think I should go for the 911 Carrera Cup, or do you think I should go for the MX-5? What do you think I should go for? Let me know. And I'll go with whatever you guys say. Bearing in mind, the last time I was crashing and I will probably run out of money if I went with the Mazda. But then I had no feeling before, whereas I do now. What should we do? You want me to go with the Cup because everybody's using the Mazda. This is what people told me to do last time we go to the Porsche. Do you want me to do the Porsche Carrera Cup? Yeah. It is the cheaper car. Oh, let's just go no for the second. What's the liveries? What livery do I like? I think the Min-Max one I like best. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Min-Max one. This one here. Right, so we'll buy that car. Let's just get into this. So where I manage the team. So this is just where you've got, so this is the garage, and then the manage the team just basically tells you rolling billboard, how much money and stuff like that. If we do confirm, and then we go the event calendar, I can do the Porsche Historic Challenge North America. The where are these races being held? Ooh. Entry fee 23, 22, 10. So this is the cheapest one to enter. Let's enter this one. So it's going to cost me 10,625 to race it. And I've got to do one at Northampton, which is Silverstone, and one at Derby that I believe is Alton Park. I can only do Silverstone at the moment. So it's cost me £10,000. I'm a bit confused now because now it's 1,000 to enter. What the heck? Oh, up stomp. I haven't got into liveries yet. I did have a quick look, but really not idea how to do that. I do want to get a PSR livery done. Parnell, good point. You tried the Porsche last time. Now that you have force feedback, you can see the difference. That is a very, very good call. Rochelle, afternoon. PSR, loving your content on PMR. Where can I find Logitech? Where can I find Lodge Rich as Ivan RS50? If you go to the PMR Discord, Logi Rich is in there helping people with the RS50. He's actually in there working with people and has been for days and days. Right, vehicle setup. I'm at a complete loss here. I don't know what to do with the setup, so I think I'm going to leave it as it is. It's very, very, very different to what we had a moment ago. I guess that there's no other thing to do than to get out there and see what it feels like, and then I might just have to dial things in. Have I just stalled it? That was a bit weird. It didn't want to move. And I can't remember last time. Did I have... I can't remember if I changed the feeling of this car last time. Whoa! I thought I was going to clobber that one then. Alright, that was me chucking it off. Feels good. How do I change the view? I want a different view. I can't remember which button to press. That one. Oh, this is a million times better. Feels a lot better than it did before. I'm on a track I don't know as well. Whoa, look at that oversteer. And I caught it. Going across the grass. But we did catch it. It's a lot lighter than the GR4. A lot lighter. Ooh, didn't catch it that time though. It's okay. We need to dial in some bits and bobs. I think let's return to the pit. This is where things are going to get a little bit mixed up. Right, let's have a little think about this. We're on 3. I might need to bring up the the file now. Bear with me a second. Right, PMR force feedback guide. Again, guys, if you don't know where this is and you want it, then drop me a note in the PSR Discord, and I will be glad to send it to you. Right. There's car settings in here. Right, okay, so steering rack rate. Basically the steering ratio, which corresponds to how fast the car's wheels react to your input. Higher is quicker steering, slower is more stable feel. So I think we'll leave that. I prefer a stable feel. Steering stiffness changes how tight or loose the steering feels. Steering stiffness in theory might be the stiffer the better, but in practice, coupled to real-world force feedback devices and solved with a computer, there can be trade-offs. Essentially, too stiff can be noisy and spiky, too soft can become nebulous. So where does this go? It goes from 1 to 10. So let's try that on a 5. And the steering damping, anti-resistance to smooth out steering motion. Use it to calm down oscillations, but remember that too much will make the wheel feel heavy and lifeless. Let me Logi Rich have that set to, I've closed down that spreadsheet. Let me just bring that back up. Sorry guys, I'm looking at my laptop at the moment. So we had 9 and 2. Let me leave that as 3, I think. And then strength was 132. I'm going to bump that a bit. The strength is the per car gain setting. This adjusts how strong the force feedback is for that specific vehicle. This is the main gain control on the base sampled signal from the rack. The rack feel, how much of the raw steering rack movement you feel through the wheel. Let me just make this a little bit bigger so I can read it. I'll move those two windows over a little bit. So the rack feel, I'll leave that as 100, I think. The alignment boost amplifies how much you feel the front tyres self-aligning as grip builds or phase. So higher will give you more feel for understeer, and too much can hide the sensation of load changes. So I'm just going to leave that as 0 for the moment. Just need to bring Logi Rich's settings in that we had for the BMW. I loved it on the BMW, I really did. So the big question is whether I just need to, I could just dial in the BMW settings and see how they are. We have 1, 9 and 2 for the steering, and then 132, the rack feel was 1. The alignment boost amplifies how much you feel the higher, more feel for understeer. Now Logi Rich had that at 150, which is quite a boost. Let's try that. Load boost, FFB signal based on lateral g-forces. While this is raw physics, output is not a rack or tyre signal. Adding load boost and reducing low EQ can be used for a more seat of the pants version of the frequency FFB. This adds feedback based on lateral g-forces, amplifying the feel for body roll and load transfer. I can leave that as 0. Friction adds artificial resistance to stimulate mechanical steering friction, can make the wheel feel more realistic, but too high feels sticky. Many devices have controls for this, but sometimes it's useful for per car. Again, Logi left that at 0. I'm going to leave it at 0. EQ, the low EQ, increase in low frequency can help with load feel. Reducing it can help thin out the feel that may be too syrupy or thick. And Logi had this at 1.4, and I liked that feel. Mid, increasing the mid frequency can put more focus on a lot of the useful car dynamics. Reducing can control over aggressive wheel reactions if too much is happening. So I'm going to leave that at 0.7, which is where Logi Rich had it. And then the high Q, this can increase or reduce road and curb feel. On some lower end devices, this may not have much effect. And again, he pushed that to 1.8. I'm going to go the same. I'm going to go the same for that. Let me just save it. I don't know where the R3 key is on my steering wheel. So let's do this. And I'm just going to set this one up as Porsche for no good reason. We'll confirm that away. And all of the other settings I am going to leave. Let's get out there and drive. Probably got very little practice time left now, and let's see how that feels compared to what we just had. The wheel already feels a little bit heavier. That immediately feels a whole lot better. Whoa, I can feel the oversteer there like I couldn't a moment ago. Well, I could feel it, but that's much more pronounced. Obviously this car is a little less defined than the BMW that I was in, so it's going to need a little bit more care. I can't drive this like I was driving the BMW. Whoa, bit of understeer there as it was heading towards the curb. How does it compare to as it was on release day? Like night and day. Oh, yes, okay. This is more like a road car now. I've got to get the braking done before I turn. So brake and turn rather than braking and turning. This thing's alive.
1 minute left.
I'd like to know that the engineers say car on the left, on the right, but you've got the radar. It's all there. It's all available for you. Now I do know Silverstone, but I haven't got a lot of experience racing at Silverstone, so this is one where I really sort of need to have the steering line on, so until I learn where the braking points are. I know I'm going into corners too quickly, or not. I did the Red Bull Ring earlier on because I knew that track, I knew the braking points, and I knew what it would be like in a GR4 car.
Checking flag this lap. End of session.
100. Whoa, you can really feel the tyres gripping the road. Under braking. More than the BMW. God, the feeling coming through this wheel is intense. It's beautiful. I certainly feel more alive in this than I do Gran Turismo. And again, light once you cross the line. Don't like that. Grenster, hey there Mitch, how's the Porsche feedback finally feeling? Brilliant. Asking in relative to GT7, don't drop into second too early, says Pork Pie. Absolutely, that's one of my failings. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, it's Gran Turismo feels very refined, very subtle, and beautiful. It's like silk sheets, I said earlier on. Whereas this is like cotton sheets. It's a bit more gritty, a bit more harsh, a bit more. Yeah, the car feels alive. Right, so that's holding me here for a moment, I think. I went to go, and it stopped. I don't think it's letting me. It's releasing me. Can I go now, please? Can we go? Hello? Can we do something? There we go. A bit weird there. Just held me, and there must be some indicator on the screen somewhere that says
All clear.
that I need to map the HUD, because I can't move through the HUD at the moment. I haven't done any of the wheel settings. That is one of the things I do need to do. I think I don't actually want to go anywhere near second gear. I think you're dead right. Loving the sound. Oh, the beautiful feel on that curb. It's very, very similar to Gran Turismo, just slightly more pronounced. Same there, these settings are getting better and better and better all the time. Where on earth do I brake? The sense of speed is different to Gran Turismo also as well. Whoa! Okay, changing down gear too early is not good. Have I just stalled it? I think I did. Yeah, you can't slam this down the gears like you can Gran Turismo. That back end is going to come round like a proper car if you do that. Whoa, too fast. I'm probably going to need to put the line on while I learn this track. Otherwise people are going to be trolling me and saying I can't drive again. I've got to get used to the track and the physics. Right, let me go quiet. I've just gone down this hill. And I've got brake on the 100. It's not a little bit before. No drifting here. Oh, look how that's burnt out that rear wheel, that tyre. Absolutely killed it. This is a handful compared to the BMW, which is what you want. I mean, this is a crumbs. This is an old car. What, 1970s-ish? I didn't look. I refuse to put the racing line on. I'm going to get to grips with this. I've just got to go into these corners slower. Okay, beginning at the curb there, hard on the brakes. Over to the right, on the brakes. Up the apex if you can. Where do I need to brake down here? Those of you that follow me will know that I normally have to do 20, 30 laps of a track in a car to get used to it. Oh, there's a car coming. I'm definitely stalling it there, and it's just taken a moment to get the car sorted. Just while I'm getting used to this, let me just go into the settings. Don't want to do that. Which settings do I want? Preferences. Let me just assist. Let me just put that on while I'm learning this track. So I'm not chucking it off the track all the time. Sometimes the assists are there for a reason, guys. Oh, leave it now. I love the snap of over. You catch the oversteer, and then you get that pendulum effect as the weight of the car transfers, and it all just gets flung onto the other side of the car. So you think you've caught it, and suddenly, boom! I'm going to go the other way. Yeah, I'm braking too late for this. Need to be braking on 150. Oh, change down the brake and the back end wants to change down the gear and the back end wants to come around. Changing down way too early. See what this is going to do. This is going to make me learn to brake and then change gear. Gran Turismo, lots of people say that I am changing down gear too quickly. I brake and hit the gear change at the same time. as did ACC. This is, I've done it again, this is penalising me, punishing me for doing that. Brake, then get it changed down. Second gear, only want on these really tight corners. Beginning of the curb, straight line. It's better. It was starting to go away from me. Then you get a little bit of slide. I can feel that slide. Just correct that. Bring this round in second gear. Run. Lovely feeling across the curb there. You definitely feel it slide. On the apex, on the brake. Right, gotta come down to third.
You've got 1 minute left.
Took those rear tyres though. Treat this with the respect it deserves, Mitchell. So having this line on is teaching me that I was just abusing the car. I was asking too much of it, just going through these corners way too quickly.
Checking flag this lap. End of session.
As I said, I'm not very good at just jumping in a car on a track and getting the most out of it straight off. I need a lot of laps to learn the car on the track. As people have said to me before, I'm more of a progressive racer than an out-and-out racer who can just do anything in any car like a lot of you guys can. I'm not like that. I'm doing for time, got half an hour left. $150. On the brakes in a straight line, just get it turned in. Here's the corner where I got my pickup on the Aston Martin. We did 20 mile an hour all the way around here in an Aston. I loved it. It was incredible. Again, I don't like that. I mean, it's quite nice that when you go over the line, you know you've finished. But it does seem a bit weird the way it goes. Very wallowy. Right. Let's go next session. And I'm gonna go a bit crazy here. This probably means I'm going to be absolutely hopeless. I'm in the Porsche, Norse Pagan. And FFB says, your tyres are cooked. It takes ages for your tyres to cool down. I usually pit when it gets that bad or have a couple of cool down laps. Got to be really careful with your tyres on this game. Absolutely. Bix, it's going well. It's going well. I'm dropping it all the time. I'm sliding around, but it's certainly better. Grenster, in regards to later this evening, do you think I'm okay to join Hulky and Danny, or is it too imbalanced team? I would talk to the guys. I don't know what's. Because you, Hulky, and Danny are pretty quick. Yeah, let me concentrate on what I'm doing here. Right, just skip that.
You can do it.
Ooh, crikey. Yeah, I need to map the handbrake button. Here we go. Definitely got to map a handbrake button. On the brakes. Oh, no. Again, coming down the third gear too quickly is not good. Go. Let's just do a restart on that because it's all going right. If you do touch a car, then yeah, that can be a bit of an issue. What? Hang on a minute. What's he done? It's okay. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. It started me round the wrong way. Right, let's get it round the right way. Okay, that might be a bug. Right, let's do a restart. Because I was facing the wrong way. It put me on the grid round the wrong way. That could be a bug. Dip your clutch. Okay. Now that I hadn't thought about. Oh yeah, that works. Gran Turismo, I'm so used to not using the clutch. So there's a hot tip for you guys. Whoa! Okay, the AI. Having a go at the AI there. That is a hot tip. On the start, use your clutch. sticking your foot on the brake, the accelerator will override it and you will move and get a false start. Ugh. Getting in the curve, hard on the brakes, get it slowed down. Don't come down through the gears too much. Oh no, no, just tap that one. Oh, the bonnet's all been pushed up. Just got into the back of the car in front there. Just a nibble. Using the radar there, see there was a car on the inside. Radar's brilliant, really good. That's going to make life a lot easier in the lobbies for respectful racing. Oh, I've gone down the gears too quickly again. Immediately cooking, and look at how much that's taken out that rear tyre. I'm going to have to nurse that now while it cools down. Sorry for coughing. Some of my inner Jason Plato, what? Just find a way through no matter what. Oh yeah, again. Who said don't go near second gear? You're dead right. That guy just wants to come round. I feel like I've got to drive these cars more than in Gran Turismo. Oh, I got a track limit warning there, a proper track limit warning there. Now this is the only thing I do not like, is the fact you've got to slow down on track anywhere. So that enables you to block people. I mean, I've got rid of that track limit warning now without getting a 5-second penalty. But if I was racing with real people there, somebody's not going to realise that I'm slowing down unusually. That's going to cause issues. Right, let's concentrate through here, so I'm slow down through there. Just don't overdo it through here. I'm going to do this without the assist of the brake markers and the line telling you when you should be braking. 150. Do need to try and get on the back of these cars up front so that I can use them to gauge where the turnings and speed and stuff is, braking points and the like. Took the wrong line through there. Oh, went a bit too deep into there with the speed. Managed to lose it, thankfully. On the 50 yard on the brakes. Oh, You can just get all the tyres gripping. I can hear my race engineer saying, stay off the lower gears. Cool that tyre down. Oh no, we're off again. Need to go through there a lot slower. Just trying to catch these guys up front. How far ahead? 5 seconds down the road. And they're going quicker. Ugh. Especially if I do that. No, that's going around. At the moment I've got the UI on a little bit too high while I'm getting used to this and learning it. Oh no. Definitely better, the settings are definitely better. Now I just got to learn the tracks, learn how to drive these cars without getting too much oversteer and dropping them through the corners. This is all just now a case of me learning. Track time and learning. Yeah, I haven't done anything with obviously the fuel and stuff like that. It's all part of the game that I've got to get into. For today, people just wanted me to get out on track and just see how the feeling is. So I still got to learn about fuel levels for quali. Also, I'm not running with any car setups or anything. This one was all about how it feels. Oh, and I've done it again. You cannot drive this like a Gran Turismo car. It will kill you. Let's just do a restart. Oh, done it again. Let's just clutch. Wrong. This is learning what you've got to do. Don't want too much. I need to work out where the handbrake is. You can't bury the brake, the throttle off the line. I mean, it just reminds you how unrealistic Gran Turismo starts are. Oh, a car came over and hit me there. I was right on the edge side. Oh, he's hit me again. Whoa. Oh. That AI was a bit naughty. Let's try that again. Okay, we'll be aware of the AI a little bit more. I've got to find out where my brake is. Oh. What's it done? What? Right, okay, drive. Clutch in.
You can do it.
Gonna have to work on these race starts, I think. You don't realise how sport you are in Gran Turismo, where you just bury the accelerator pedal, wait for the lights to go and off you go, or hold the brake. Oh! Oh! I don't think the AI knew I was there. It just turned straight in on me. I got massive damage. I think we're going to be a little bit more careful about how we're overtaking these guys. This car's very, very, very different to driving the GR4 car. Found the GR4 car very easy to drive. This one is a lot more difficult. It feels great from a feeling point of view, but I'm going to have to learn to drive this thing. I definitely do not have a time to restart this race again, so we're going to have to take this one through to the end. Oh no, he's hit me, he's clobbered me again. I'm getting the feeling that the AI cars don't like me. We're gonna have to do something with that. What? I've got my accelerator on full whack and it's died. Bit weird. Right, so clutch is in.
Been a good start. Remember to keep the nose clean. It's turn one.
We'll engage first gear. Not quite getting that. I'm going to have to map a handbrake quite clearly. Like watching the radar. Don't leave him some room. Same with this one. Radar is key in this to avoid the AI cars. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. Too deep. I like using third gear, but I'm frightened of using third gear. Tell you what, Kevin has done an absolutely amazing job on this to get from where we were to this now. Really wish you could feel what I could feel through the wheel. I'm not doing very well in the race. It's a lot for me to learn. Hello Jack, how you doing my friend? No, 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 no! Ah, gobblers. Okay, when you do that, you've got to drop down to neutral to start the engine again. Right, let's I'm going to go back to the racing line just for the minute, just while I get used to this.
Keep focused.
I am running out of time here. I might even have the AI on the difficulty too high as well, possibly. At least this will sort me out with the too fast and too slow into these corners whilst I'm getting used to this. I hate having the racing line on. I just need it for the brakes. Braking, so I'm not braking too late. Ooh. Oh, got hit. Just a little tap. It was a hit. There are a lot of really fast racers in Gran Turismo that race with the braking marker in the road, and that's all I'm using this racing line for, to let me know when I need to brake around this track. And I'm going too fast or too slow. So whilst a lot of people are saying don't use the racing line, I'm not actually using the racing line. I'm just looking at the colours to help me with the braking. And then when I've got time offline to sit and learn the track properly and where to brake, the gears, then it will be a little bit better. Side of this one. Just give him some room. Looking to try and get the inside. Didn't quite come off there. Slipstream. Oh, I didn't know you could do that, pork pie. No. See what I can't do, and that is look at the chat and race at the same time. Oh, 100 was a bit too late. No, don't go around. Oh no, got hit. Yeah, it hit me there. Got me to the back. Recovery mode again. I think a lot of this is down to getting a good qualifying time. Also, I think I've got the AI turned up way too high. This is on like Jack Kobe's level, not a Mitchell Morgan level. And when I first started this, a lot of people said do not run it with the AI on 100 because it's too difficult, and that was even some of the quick races. It's on like pro level. Do the understeer there. Yeah, everybody's been telling me go 75%. I found 75 too easy. Oh, no, 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 no. Definitely feel those slides. Tell you what, the tyres are feeling those slides too. The feeling is great. Really enjoyed my BMW race earlier on. This one's more of a challenge. And I definitely need to do some work offline, where I'm concentrating more than talking, streaming. Oh, right. Still 2.7. They're a bit behind. Don't change up, Mitchell. Got loads of understeer through there, oversteer there. So we went from understeer to lift off oversteer. Straight away through there. As soon as I came off the power, that back end decided, that's it, I'm coming round. Starting to learn not to change down too early. That's still a little bit too early. Put me into that slide. As did that, you see. Gearing in this, choosing the right gear at the right time, is very, very important. And that's something that is hurting me right now. Just like there, I just changed down the gear and it just throws the back end around. Now I've got to change down into neutral, get the engine started again, and away we go. And we would do if we could get on track. Right, so we've definitely got the difficulty up too high. That's number one. Secondly, I've got to learn not to be so aggressive on the gears, in particular in this car. Changing down too early just brings the back end of the car around. Otherwise, yeah, the feeling's great. I've got road noise coming through, the curbs I can feel, the oversteer I can feel, the understeer I can feel. Lift off oversteer is in there. Change down the gear too early and it's just going to throw the back end around. Starting to learn to catch the slides now. It's a lot more aggressive than Gran Turismo. You can really feel it going through the curbs, just picking up the curves through here. You can feel the grass and the gravel is really aggressive. You certainly know when you're off. Going across that curve felt really good. I haven't got, which I did have yesterday, I had a bit of a punch through the steering wheel on the gear change. I've dialed that out today. I'm not quite sure how I've dialed that out. Under braking, you can just feel the tyres gripping the wheel. And again, second gear. Why am I grabbing second gear? Well, it's because I'm talking. It's not about easy, it's about tuning the car to make it more stable so you can go faster. And that's where I think this is different to Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, we can just jump into any car and just drive it. This one, you need a tune to stabilise it to your liking so that you can go as quick as you can. This is like a grown-up ACC to me. And as I said last night, or yesterday, PMR have given us a baseline to work on now. Now it's down to learning car setups and all that malarkey. And also not to do that again. My tyres are cooked. Tell you what, when that tyre goes orange, you really lose a lot of back end grip. How long will it take me to get it back to green? Probably way too long. And I need to call this a day anyway. I'm on my 2 hours. The tyre, not the tyre squeal, the brake squeal as well. You actually feel like you're in an older car. Way behind the cars in front now. That was better on the gearing. A lot of this, I think, is going to be getting to know the cars.
You're at the halfway point.
Do you find PMR more exhausting? Absolutely, 100%. Because there's just so much more going on. There's more brain power, there's more thinking, there's more physicalness through the steering wheel. It's both more physical and more mental. I mean, as you just saw there, you know, I was sort of keeping it in a straight line whilst I was concentrating madly. As soon as I start reading the chat and talking to you, again, it's all gone to pot. Whereas GT7, I could just chuck it around the track, no worries. Really is very, very, very different. Oh, felt the understeer there. I decided to use a lower gear to try and, you see, in Gran Turismo, you get a barrel load of understeer like that going into a corner, you jam it down a gear, the engine braking kicks in, it slows the car, you get the rotation on the car. With this, oh no, it's just like slamming the handbrake on. This one, I'm thinking about every single corner. I'm thinking about the next corner as I'm going through this. I'm thinking about where the exit is. I'm thinking about where I can get the throttle down. How I'm going to go through this corner, picking up the apex on the inside, then getting it out to the left-hand side. Thinking all of the time. 100-meter ball, brake in a straight line, lift off a little bit, just don't go too excessive on the accelerator. We still go around. As I tried to push, just pushing a little bit too hard, but I have got to call it a day there. I really must, unfortunately. It's a workout. It's a workout. It puts a smile on your face. It is completely different to Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, as I've said, is like satin sheets. It's more refined, it's more smooth. And it also, in some respects, I think, helps you. You can be a lot more, I think, aggressive with Gran Turismo. With this, it's like cotton sheets that are more gritty, more grainy. You've got to think about it, you've got to work at it, and it's good. And I love it, and it's great. Upstomp, I'm currently doing laps with the audio muted. I don't think I'm 100% convinced True Force is actually doing anything yet. I've definitely got a lot of stuff coming through on mine, Upstomp. I've got a lot of detail coming through. There's a lot of work to be done. Don't get me wrong. It's not perfect, but there's a massive step up from what it was. Fair now, I might try the MX-5 next if you start a new career. I could do that because I could start a new career. But this one, I'm enjoying the challenge of just trying to get to grips with it. I think I had the AI up too high. I think I do need to drop it back a little bit. Not quite sure where I do that, whether I can set that now for the next time I jump on. If I go into preferences, nope, not in there. not in controls. I'm not actually sure even if I can in this one. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to research that one and see how we're doing. But yeah, definitely I've got to get a better qualifying time and more time in the car to get to grips with it. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. The feeling through the wheel is night and day compared to where it was 24 hours ago. Really liking it now, very much. And I'm finding that PMR is now playable, which is the main thing. For now, it's down to me to dial in the bits and pieces with the car and to basically understand what all of the bits and pieces do. I did remember that I changed the Porsche to be the Aston Martin GT3 settings. That I could well have been part of my issue around here. I'm not sure how I could change the difficulty, but yeah, I do think that in here I've got some of these up a little bit too high. I probably need to take some of that down a little bit just so that it's not quite so aggressive, or it means that I just need to learn to drive the car. May well be I've just got to learn to drive the car. We shall see. Andy said something, but I've lost you for the moment. Andy Barney says now F1 25 force feedback on G Pro Xbox is very good. True force curbs overall load, it's nice, which has surprised me. I like it very much. I like the feeling in this a lot. Rufus Racing, good afternoon. Generally, I run the same in-car force feedback on all cars, then tweak the strength. It's too much to tweak each bit per car. Totally agree with you there. I have a very solid FFB setting for all cars. If you'd like me to send it, I'm going to be honest with you. I've had so many different settings from different people that I'm pretty much just set on what I've got at the moment, because otherwise I'm just going to be constantly chasing. I think it is now down to me to learn how to adjust this accordingly. And for the career, I think I need to be able just to take the AI down a little bit. Don't know how to do that, if I'm honest. We'll have to take a look. I mean, we've got the career standings there, but not quite sure how to do that. Something to look for. Anyway, I need to make a move. I will thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, please smack the like button for this video, and I'll see you again very soon. In fact, I'm going to see a load of you at 8 o'clock this evening when I'm running a PSR Friday night special, and I'm hoping, haven't got them yet, for 5 teams of 3. We're going to go for a points paying night, and there could be a surprise at the end. Catch up with me then, 8 o'clock this evening, not the normal 9, 8 o'clock kickoff. And if you want to get into one of the teams, there might be some spaces available. Pop into the PSR Discord and you'll find it in there. For now, take care. Bye.